Good morning. It's Reverend Elizabeth Mora here, Unity Northwest Church. Good morning on this beautiful, rainy, kind of cool, I'm liking it, Sunday morning. I'm Reverend Elizabeth Mora. As I said, I have the pleasure of being the senior minister here at Unity Northwest Church, and I welcome everybody this morning. It's great to see you. And I am going to be switching back and forth today between some slides and myself. And I have my trusty assistant, Arturo. He's back in the bedroom watching everything on Facebook and occasionally popping in to let me know, yes, things are working or something isn't working. So we are, as you can see in one of the upper corners here, we're powered by StreamYard today, a new program that I'm using that allows me to do some fun things. Welcome to everybody. I saw as I was getting on that there's a bunch of you online today. Hi, Chris. It's great to see Chris. She's always commenting. I really appreciate that. Jeanette is on the line with Hal and with Joan, and I think a few others. It's great to see you. A special welcome to anybody who's new with us today, or if you are watching this after the fact, if it's not Sunday at 11 o'clock, you're watching it some other time. I know we have Jim and Karen who watch later on YouTube, and sometimes our friend Vince does. Welcome to all of you who are watching this whenever you're watching it. You're part of the community. Hi, Anne. Good to see you online with us again today. Anita, wonderful to see you. And Pat, thank you for the birthday card. I had a great birthday, everybody. Thank you. Jeanette is on with Joan and Trudy and Kat. Oh, that's exciting. Hi, ladies. I miss seeing all of you as well. And it's really wonderful that Jeanette is bringing you online. And we have two Jeanettes online. Hello. Tracy. Cindy Georgioulis says good morning to everybody. She has to work, so let's send Cindy a work prayer. Hi, Rob and Lori. Celeste, it's wonderful to see you. Thank you for the book recommendation. Mark and Jean, the Bostons, are in the house. Hello, my dear Dana. And there's, let's see, I'm almost to the end here, gang. To Ron. Good to see you. To Molly and Oliver, hello. And to Bobby and Mark, it's great to see you. And whoever else is online who hasn't yet said hi. And we have a fun thing today, which is that we are going to be having a sermon that also appeals to the kids. So if you have kids online with you right now, would you please pop a hello from the kids? And if they can type, let them take over the computer and type. And if not, if you would type in, if you're okay typing their names or even just saying, we've got kids online with us today, that would be swell. And of course, we're all grown-up kids. But if you have kids, let us know down in the chat box. That would be wonderful. And so let us continue on with this beautiful Sunday where we are all gathered together for Unity Northwest Church in our living rooms, comfy and cozy in your chairs or wherever you are. Let's open in prayer. A nice deep breath. We are here immersed in the presence of love and connection, the wisdom of God. We welcome and we bless every person that's on with us right now and who will join later and watch later. And especially today, we send an extra special welcome to all of the kids online. Thank you for being in church with us today. We're going to do our best to make it as fun and memorable for you as we can. Thank you for being with us today. We ask the technology gods to bless our broadcast today. Okay, that was sort of a joke, but only a little. We see that divine order is coming up in our service here today. And so it is. You're telling me it says this is a test?
Yeah, is it the label is
a little bit of
showing.
Yeah, my label is showing. This is not a test. This is not a drill. This is real. I don't know why it's still saying this is a test, because the title of this service is You Are a Special Sunday Service. So I'm going to take a moment and see if I can figure out how to turn that off. That this is not a test, and it's me, and I'm real, and that's not going to happen right now. So just ignore that little button down in the left that says this is not a test. This is a real Sunday service. And if the alarms go off, do whatever it is you're supposed to do. This is real, folks. This is real. And now that I have figured that part out of it, I'm going to switch my screen over here and go over a couple of announcements with you to let you know what's happening in the church. And so we are doing our best every week. There may be a little bit of buffering at times. A couple of weeks ago, the whole internet was having some troubles with folks. And hopefully I've got a different setup today and it may be a little bit better. So if there is a little buffering, just give it some patience. Super hope we don't get kicked off. That does happen occasionally. If it does, hopefully you can come back online and we'll continue on and we'll just keep trying to get back online if that happens again. Most of you have already been saying hi down in the comments section. Please do that throughout the service. This can be interactive now that we're online, and feel free to comment. I know Chris, thanks to you, you've been doing a lot of commenting throughout. If you hear something you like, of course you can hit the smiley buttons and the heart buttons, and also feel free to add a little comment. That way you're talking back and forth with each other, getting some input. And feel free later on when we're all done, you can share this video. Hopefully you've all figured out how to do share on Facebook. You can share this because it stays online. Comment often, as I said. And a new thing I'd like to mention at the front of every service is if you can, start a watch party right now. What, Reverend Elizabeth? How do you do that? Real quickly. At the bottom of your screen is a share button. And if you click on it, the bottom option there is start a watch party. Super simple. Now, sometimes it doesn't come up here, it comes up elsewhere. So if it doesn't look like this, we'll try again next week. But if you hit share, hopefully it says share a watch party. Sometimes you have to hit share a second time up there. And then it will automatically go to your page and people can start watching. And then if you know someone in particular you want to watch, you put their name over in the box and they'll get a special invite. So feel free to start a watch party now. And that way anybody who stumbles across your page right now sees what you're doing and can join in with us. Let's see what difference that makes today. And we are going to be blessed by music from Richard McDeesey today. He is a Unity musician. He's down in Virginia, and he has a fun song for us called There Is a Fine Line. And it's one of those get you up and going songs. And we're going to listen to Richard.
There is a fine line we hold in our mind, peace in our lifetime, one life at a time.
Feel free to dance, folks. If you're dancing, let me know in the comments bar.
It's not a pipe dream, it's the real thing. How we were meant to live and die. I'm just one dreamer, a true believer. Still I've got much to give, 'cause sometimes I feel so helpless against the world outside. So much hatred and so little time. I hold in my mind peace in our lifetime, one life at a time. We are all one people, created equal, over 6 billion strong, and when we are empowered and speaking our word, the world will sing along, 'cause together we can create a world that works for everyone. Hold that vision and shine like the sun. There is a fine line, peace in our lifetime, one life at a time. Yours and mine. Don't just refuse to hurt. We must refuse to hate. Love and accept. Don't just tolerate. We can stand for a change, or we can sit and wait. Together we can create a world that works for everyone. Hold that vision and shine like the sun. There is a fine line. We say our lifetime, one life at a time. Yours and mine. There is a fine line we hold in our mind. Peace in our lifetime, one life at a time. There is a fine line we hold in our mind. Peace in our lifetime, one life at a time. There is a fine line we hold in our mind. Peace in our lifetime, one life at a time. There is a fine line we hold in our mind. Peace in our lifetime, one life at a time. There is a fine line we hold in our mind. Peace in our lifetime, one life at a time.
Thank you, Richard McDeesey. What a wonderful, wonderful song to get us all going this morning. Couple of announcements for you today. We are going to continue doing Sunday service on Facebook. You probably figured that out. The board is having their meeting next Sunday, so we're going to be talking about what are the next steps moving forward and what an opening might look for us sometime in the next month or two. We don't know yet, but as soon as we do, you will be the first to know. And after service today, please hop over for a quick Zoom coffee with us. Even a couple of minutes makes such a difference. And I continue to do my check-in 1 o'clock. It's short, it's sweet. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's singing, sometimes it's melancholy. It's whatever is up for me Mondays at 1 o'clock on Facebook. We continue with our silent meditation, and Anita will be coming back when we are in the building. So Anita, this is still yours. And it's from 6 to 6:30 Tuesdays. So a nice short one to do online. We are also continuing with 30 Days of Fearless Living Wednesdays at 1. We've been having a great time, folks. We had double the number of people this week. We read from the booklet right during the session. So if you don't have it, don't worry, but you can get the booklet easily online. Check our Facebook page. And this is a wonderful midweek pickup. I hope you'll join. We are having a blast. And a new class coming up in 2 weeks, Wednesdays from 7 to 9. We're going to continue with metaphysics. We are in the middle of Metaphysics 1 right now, having a fabulous, deep conversation about metaphysics. It is so rewarding. We had a guest speaker this week, Reverend Nancy Leahy dropped in, and who knows what will happen when I start Metaphysics 2. So you didn't have to take number 1. You can take Metaphysics 2. Just join us on Zoom at 7 o'clock starting on the 27th. And if you want to jump in on the end of Metaphysics 1 to get yourself prepped, no problem. Join us this Wednesday. Couple of reminders. Please be checking your e-blast. It looks like that picture on the right. We've bumped it up a little. We've added a little interest to it. We're trying to change it up. So you think you know what the weekly e-blast looks like. It's actually going to be a little bit different from time to time. So go ahead and make sure that you open that. Love to see our open and our click rates go up on our analytics so that we know you know what's happening, folks. All of our videos continue to be on YouTube. You can also watch Facebook videos on our Facebook page. There was a special Mother's Day video, and if you missed it, you missed something really cool. You may, if you're a mom, actually find yourself in there. So you don't want to miss the Mother's Day video. Check it out over on our YouTube page. And throughout the broadcast today and at any time when you're listening, you can donate. There should be instructions right at the top of the description of this broadcast. And the button is always available on the front page of our webpage or on the front page of our Facebook page. Thank you for all the ways that you stay in touch with us. And now, my dears, as we move into meditation, I am going to read the daily word to get us into the space here for, now I think I am back on screen, being known today as This is Test. So instead, I'm just gonna, there you go, put up my title. That way we don't have to see This is Test for the rest of this service. Thanks for being with us, everyone. Welcome to anyone who's joined in the meantime. We're going to read the daily word today. Let go, let God. I let go and trust the divine in me. When faced with a decision to make, do my thoughts turn immediately to divine guidance, or do I seek God's help only when all else fails? Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore wrote that God loves to be used, and the more you use him, the more easily you use him, and the more pleasant his help becomes. Go to God first. And I'm going to do a little bit of a metaphysical rewrite, if I can, on that last line there. A different way to think about it. Another way to think about it, if we think of God as the spirit of love, the energy of life. The energy of life loves to be used, and the more you use it, the more easily you use it, and the more pleasant its help becomes to you. God lives in me and expresses through me. All of the attributes of God are as near as my next thought. I center my mind and heart on the constant flow of the divine, the love, the wisdom, the understanding, and the strength. In the divine flow, I find answers to questions. New possibilities for good emerge. I move forward with confidence. From there, you will seek the Lord your God, and you will find God if you will search with all your heart and soul. Deuteronomy. And let's say our blessing together, the statement. I'll read it once more, and then you can all say it together in your houses. I let go and trust the divine in me. One more time, I'll say it. I let go and trust the divine in me. Let's say it together. I let go and trust the divine in me. We now all let go and trust the divine in us as we enter into a time of meditation, and the Levins are going to sing us in.
Create some room. Pull back. Let something else be.
If you know this, feel free to sing along.
Sing soon.
Sing soon. Create some room.
Create some room.
Pull back.
Pull back. Let something else be. Let yourself go where you don't know everything. Sing soon. Create some room.
Pull back.
Pull back.
And then something
It's
else.
more than just me. Sing soon. Create some room. Pull back. There's more than just me.
So we pull back until there is more than just me in my awareness. We gently enter into this time of meditation together. As we sit in our homes, We gather together in consciousness the same way as if we were in the same room. I picture the connection between my home and all the homes of the lovely souls on this broadcast today and all those who join in later. Collapsing time. We're all meditating together. My breath deepens and my focus turns to the divine, to those good feelings of joy and love, happiness. In this meditation, we hold our children especially. We're so grateful to have generations meditating together. We might focus on a word today, on the word God or the word love, the word peace, or what we just heard from the Levin, sin sum. It's a new word to most of us, and if you say it softly to yourself or quietly in your mind, sin sum, it has a calming quality because our soul knows what it means. I have pulled back and I let myself be for a few moments in the quiet. These few special moments dedicated to going within, to calming myself, are a real gift. And I will feel the effect of this throughout my day and my week. And when I talk with other people, when I face any challenges, I can remember this place and this feeling of sin sum. There is room now for me to be me in God. And so it is. Amen. I'd like to take a moment and see if we have any other kids that are with us. I asked at the beginning of church if we had any kids joining us, and you've probably responded. So I'm going to take a moment and check back over to any newer comments. We've got greetings from cats. I have a wonderful assurance from Jean not to worry about the man behind the curtain. Because you know this is all happening with one person sitting in her living room at her dining room table. So I'm not fooling anybody that there's a team of techies here. So it's great. We've got cats. We've got I know we've got dogs because we've got Bobby on the line. And let me see what we've got as far as kids. So we've got a hello from Oliver. Hi, Oliver. Everybody down in the chat box, if you want to say hey to Oliver, we know we have at least one with us. We have cats that are dancing. Thanks, everybody. I'm so glad that you enjoyed the music here. Elena is here. That's great. Then that means we have Catalina, I believe. I'm guessing that we have her as well. And thanks. I'm glad that you're liking the visuals. Hi, Richard Pop. It's great to see you online. And Cindy. Cindy says on her computer every few minutes the audio goes out and the video freezes. Gosh darn it. That should not be happening today with my Ethernet cord. So let me know if others of you are experiencing that. So, and Jeanette's not having any. See, so again, sometimes it's on our end, sometimes it's on your end, sometimes it's on both. So Oliver, everyone is saying hi to you down in the chat box, and Catalina, hello to you. So kids, glad to have you online. Big kids, glad to have you online. This is the day. As we go through this time, and I'm sort of sometimes tired of talking about this time, but this time that we're in, and really this can be true anytime, is I'm feeling the need for some comfort at times. Turning to TV shows that feel good, And one of the things I've asked myself is, what will the story be that we tell about this time that we went through, this once in a lifetime, maybe not even once in a lifetime, once every other lifetime, maybe, kind of event that we're living through. And stories became really important to me. And I thought about some stories. And I thought about one of my favorite teachers, Thich Nhat Hanh. He tells, like most wonderful teachers, he tells wonderful stories that get you thinking, that help you go deeper. And when I was on retreat with Thich Nhat Hanh about 10 years ago, there are several things that I really remember from that retreat. He drew charts, he gave talks. I can't remember most of that, but guess what I remember? I remember the stories. And when I say that I was on retreat with Thich Nhat Hanh, what I mean is when I was on retreat with Thich Nhat Hanh and 1,000 other people. This is just part of the line of people that followed him as we went on a meditation walk. And this is Ty sitting with us when we finally reached our destination to pray. And take a look at who is front and center. It's the kids. He focused on the kids at the beginning of every day, and he told them stories. And guess who liked the stories just as much? The adults did. And he taught us this simple little song many, many years ago, and I remember it to this day. In gratitude, you have watered seeds of love in me. In gratitude, I will water seeds of love in someone too. Let me show you what we did in that song, because it was more than just words. There were actions that went with us. And so I'm going to do those for you here. In gratitude, you have watered seeds of love in me. In gratitude, I will water seeds of love in someone too. So why don't we all do that together, especially the kids. I'm going to do it again so you can see what the movements are. And actually, I can get really tricky if I want to. And I can share my screen with me still in it so that you can see the words and me, I'm pretty sure, at the same time. And I'm going to watch my phone for a second to make sure that's working. All right. So in gratitude, that part's easy. Put your hands together and bow. And watering seeds is a watering can. And love, you make with your hands like this. And in gratitude again. All right. Here we go. In gratitude, you have watered seeds of love in me. In gratitude, I will water seeds of love in someone too. I know you're there for me, and I am so happy. Want to do that again? I know you're there for me, and I am so happy. And then the next one is, and when you suffer some, please call, and I will come. So that's once again, and when you suffer some, please call, and I will come. One time in the verse again. In gratitude, you have watered seeds of love in me. In gratitude, I will water seeds of love in someone too. That's Thich Nhat Hanh for you. And that has stayed with me all these years. So you have the words here, and maybe it's a song that you can add to what you experience in your home. In the honor then of great storytelling, because it was a story and it was a simple song that really struck me from some of my greatest teachers, I want to share a story that was shared with me at a retreat many, many years ago. Same thing. It was one of those long time ago, and it was so important. It stuck with me all these years. So today I offer you a story. You are special, especially for the kids today. The Weemics were small wooden people. All of the wooden people were carved by a woodworker named Eli. His workshop sat up on a hill overlooking the village. Now each Weemic was different. Some had big noses, others large eyes. Some were tall, some were short. Some wore hats, some wore coats. But all were made by the same carver, and they all lived in the same village. So those are your Weemics, walking around the village. And all day, every day, the Weemics did the same thing. They gave each other stickers. Each Weemic had a box of golden star stickers and a box of gray dot stickers. Up and down the streets and all over the city, people spent their days sticking stars and dots on one another. The pretty ones, those with smooth wood and fine paint, always got stars. But if the wood was rough or the paint was chipped, the Weemics gave out dots. So you walk around with boxes, handing out stars and dots. The talented ones got stars too. Some could lift big sticks high above their heads or jump over tall boxes. Still others knew big words. Some could sing pretty songs. Everyone gave them stars. Some Weemics had stars all over them. Every time they got a star, it made them feel so good. It made them want to do something else and get another star. Others, though, could do little, and they got dots. Oops, let me get my camera angle there. Come on, Elizabeth, you did it better. There you go. I probably would get a dot for how I'm holding up my book right now. So see everybody getting stars, but down in the corner, there's one little folk getting gray dots. Punchinello was one of those. He tried to jump high like the others, but he always fell. And when he fell, the others would gather around and give him dots. Sometimes when he fell, his wood got scratched, so the people gave him more dots. And then he would try to explain why he fell, and he would say something silly, and the Weemics would give him more dots. After a while, Punchinello had so many dots, he didn't want to go outside. He was afraid he would do something dumb, such as forget his hat or step in some water, and then they'd give him another dot. In fact, he had so many gray dots that some people would come up and give him one for no reason at all. So there he's getting another dot for no reason. He deserves lots of dots, the wooden people would agree with one another. He is not a good wooden person. After a while, Punchinello believed them. I'm not a good Weemic, he would say. And the few times he went outside, he hung around other Weemics who had lots of dots. He just felt better with them. So Punchinello would be by himself. One day he met a Weemic who was unlike any he'd ever met. She had no dots or stars. She was just wooden. Her name was Lucia. It wasn't that people didn't try to give her stickers. It's just the stickers didn't stick. Some of the Weemics admired Lucia for having no stars, so they would run up and give her a star, but it would fall off. Others would look down on her for not having any, so she would run up and they would try to give her a dot, but that wouldn't stay either. So here's Lucia. She's got no dots, and Punchinello's got lots of dots. That's the way I want to be, thought Punchinello. I don't want anyone's marks. So he asked the stickerless Weemic how she did it. It's easy, Lucia replied. Every day I go see Eli. Eli? Yes, Eli, the woodcarver. I sit in the workshop with Eli. Why? Well, why don't you go find out for yourself? Go up the hill. He's there. And with that, the Weemick who had no stickers turned and skipped away. Up on the hill. But will he want to see me? Punchinello cried out. Lucia didn't hear, so Punchinello went home and he sat near a window and he watched the wooden people as they scurried around, giving stars and dots. It's not right, he muttered to himself, and he decided to go see Eli. As he sat and he looked out the window. He walked up the narrow path to the top of the hill, stepped into the big shop, and his wooden eyes widened at the size of everything. The stool was as tall as he was. He had to stretch on his tiptoes to see the top of the workbench. A hammer was as long as his arm. So Punchinello swallowed hard. I'm not staying here, and he turned to leave. Then he heard his name. Punchinello? The voice was deep and strong. Punchinello stopped. Punchinello, how good to see you. Come and let me have a look at you. So he turned slowly and looked at the large bearded craftsman sitting way up on that chair. You know my name? The little Weemick asked. Of course I do. I made you. Eli stooped down and picked him up and sat him on the bench. The maker said. It looks like you've been given some bad marks. I didn't mean to, Eli. I tried really hard. Oh, you don't have to defend yourself to me, child. I don't care what other Weemicks think. You don't? No. And you shouldn't either. Who are they to give stars and dots? They're Weemicks, just like you. What they think doesn't matter, Punchinello. All that matters is what I think, and I think you're pretty special. Punchinello laughed. Me? Special? Why? I can't walk fast. I can't jump. My paint is peeling. What do I matter to you? Eli looked at Punchinello and put his hands on that small wooden shoulder and said, because you're mine. That's why you matter to me. Punchinello had never had anyone look at him like this. He didn't know what to say. Every day I've been hoping you'd come to see me, Eli explained. I came because I met someone who has no marks, said Punchinello. I know. She told me about you. Why don't the stickers stay on her? The maker spoke softly. Because she has decided that what I think is more important than what they think. The stickers only stick if you let them. What? The stickers only stick if they matter to you. The more you trust my love, the less you care about their stickers. But I'm not sure I understand, said Punchinello. Eli smiled. You will, but it will take time. You've got lots of marks, and for now, just come see me every day and let me remind you how much I care. Eli lifted Punchinello off the bench and set him on the ground. Remember, Eli said as the Weemick walked out the door, you are special because I made you, and I don't make mistakes. Punchinello didn't stop, but in his heart he thought, I think he really means it. And then, for the very first time, a dot fell off Punchinello. You are special. You are special. And I see that Aria has joined us as well. And when they read that story to me so many years ago, I never forgot it. I have this picture of stars and dots being put on all of us as we walk around during the day. And sometimes we put our own stars and our own dots on. And you might ask yourself right now, are you ready to drop the dots? Whether somebody else put them there or you put them there, the truth we find in Genesis that you are made in the image and the likeness of God. And God is what we understand as goodness and love and wisdom and joy and happiness and all of those good things. That's what God is. And that's what we're made of. We are that same thing. So we don't need stars to tell us that we're good. We're already born good. And we don't need dots to tell us that we can do better. We're all going through life working on being the best Punchinello that we can be. So you have permission today to take off all of those dots and all of those stars and to find out who's really underneath there. There's a wonderful, simple being that has had some stuff piled on that labels us as good and bad. And while those labels might help us at times to say, oh, this is a good choice for me, or this is something that doesn't work for me as much, we don't want to go through with dots labeling everything that we see, especially people, as good and bad. We'll put our dots away and we'll see what life brings us. We'll live more lightly and more gently. We're told not to hold on to things. We don't want to even hold on to those opinions and those judgments. We're told to drop our judgments quickly. Be discerning, use wisdom, be loving and caring to yourself and to others, and live a little lighter. And remember that everyone is special, even those you see that may at times be frustrating. And I know they exist. I know at times I'm probably one of those people. You may be sitting on a couch with somebody that you want to put a dot on from time to time. We all have those feelings. And so every time we go back to God, every time we go back to the truth within us, not a person in the sky, even though in our story, God is put into skin, but God doesn't actually have skin. God is goodness everywhere. If we could take the goodness of everything and put it together, that would be God. And when we go back to remember that, then we can drop those dots a little bit easier every day. So today, let's remember who you really are. You are that beloved child of God. And let's remember that as we go through our week this week. Remember who you really are.
I know who you really are. I see it in your eyes. Oh, you are a shining star. I know you really are. I know who you're here to be. I see it in your eyes. A light for the world to see. I know you're here to be. You're here to be the one. You're here to make it fun. You really got my head spinning. You brighten every room. You always leave too soon. And this is just the beginning. Oh, I know who you really really are. I see it in your eyes. Oh, you are a shining star. I know who you really are. You are incredible, so unforgettable. The one that everyone's eyeing. You are an awesome friend, and so magnificent. And there's just no denying. Oh, I know who you're here to be. I see it in your eyes. A light for the world to see. I know you're here to be. I know who you really are. I see it in your eyes. Oh, you are a shining star. I know you really are. I know you really are. Sing it. I know you really are.
I know who you really are. Magnificent and wonderful. Thank you for being with us here today. And we are so grateful for the ways that you support our church with your presence online. And also to let you know, we have 3 ways that you can give back to the church if you would like to continue supporting the ministry. And we certainly hope you will. The best way for both us and you is to set up online banking. So if you have any interest in doing that and haven't been able to make it happen, please drop us a line. We can help you set it up. It's safe, it's secure. I've been doing it for many, many years. You'll never forget to give, and there's no fees. You can also give online with your credit card, the donate button. There's a link at the top of this chat box. Arturo is posting it right now. You can go to our Facebook front page or to our web page. And as always, those who aren't online, you can send a check in. And I know some of you apologize for doing that. Please don't apologize. In whatever way you give that. So now let's take whatever our donation is into our consciousness, into our hands, and say a blessing together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. We are so grateful for you. And we can just picture those donation baskets being passed electronically through the wires. A reminder again, please join us for a few minutes over on Fellowship. The link will be coming up in the window here for you in just a second. We had a record number. Look at how much fun we were having last week. And please join us on Fellowship for just a couple of minutes. Now let us close with our prayer for protection. You can say it together with me. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me, and the presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is. And now we're going to add a little bonus to this, because sometimes we think of this light of God being outside us and coming from somewhere else, but it actually comes from us as well. So let us add a line after each line on our screen here today. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love of God. The power of God protects me. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. Thank you, James, still at Freeman. So we will see you over on Facebook. Even if you do a drive-by for just a minute, we'll see you on Facebook. God bless everyone. Have a wonderful week. And whatever you do, drop those dots. Drop those dots and let the real you shine. God bless.